I had opportunity to watch the majority of Eric DeCosta's press conference. We're going to talk about the draft a little bit, maybe touch on some things that he said that sort of resonated with me. We'll probably watch a little bit of film in this video. I came away from the press conference feeling that the Ravens are likely to trade out of 14 and move back. That's contingent on whether or not someone that they like might fall to 14 and, of course, whether or not someone offers. But I think there's a likelihood that someone would want to move up. And I think a pretty distinct possibility, maybe probability, that the 3 tackles or the highest rated tackles will be off the board. I do think the Ravens are thinking tackle in round 1. The Ravens have become pretty need-centric in their first-round selections. I'm not sure how far back that goes, but certainly Ozzy's last draft, when they passed Derwin James in order that they might pick Hayden Hurst. The Ravens felt they needed a player that could threaten the seams vertically, and that player was Hayden Hurst. They needed a tight end who could get upfield and do that. They passed over a really, really talented best player available at, I think it was 17, to move back because they needed a tight end there. You know, we know how the rest of that draft turned out. And I like Hayden Hurst as a player, but they did pass over a great player because of a need. And as I said, they've become more need-centric, at least to my mind. If I had to wager money, if I had to, on February 11th, today's date, as to who it is the Ravens are going to draft in round 1, that player would be Trevor Penning. I think the Ravens are going to fall all over themselves. I think they're going to move back, and I think they're going to take him. I haven't watched him enough. A lot of times when I'm watching players, I look for somebody that jumps out to me. If I hear about someone that's highly touted, I turn on the film, and right away they rub me the wrong way. I tend to go away from them. That's what happened with Penning. I just watched, I think it was, I don't know, couldn't have been just a handful of plays, 8, 10 plays, which is, nowhere close to enough. But I moved on from him. I'm going to watch him more. I do think, that's a safe wager. Landing someone that they feel can really do well at the right tackle position, as well as kind of swing, and fill in at left tackle if he has to. Perhaps move on from Stanley in a year or so, provided Stanley's healthy, right? We'll cross our fingers on that, and become the left tackle, right? If those things happen, turns out to be a great pick. If we do take Penning, as I expect we could, and especially if we move back, into the late teens or 20, somewhere in there, in any one of Devonte Wyatt, Arnold Ebukati, Trayvon Walker, there's a few other players maybe that I'm not thinking of. Any one of those guys are around after 32 or perhaps late in round 1, but certainly after 32, the Ravens need to be on the telephone that night, seeing what it takes to jump up and grab to the top of round 2 and grab, let's say, Ebukati, Walker, Devonte Wyatt, any of those guys are there. That would make me just personally feel a lot better about that pick in the first round if they're able to grab an impact player like that by moving up. I think DeCosta is very concerned that he doesn't land a starting tackle if he waits past round 1. Let's look at a few plays that feature Trevor Penning. I'm going to watch a few plays, 3 or 4 from the Senior Bowl. These are not, I would say, entirely accurate representations of him, but they're fun to watch. In my mind, the defensive player has the advantage in these generally. He's not reading anything. He doesn't have to contend with anything outside or inside, so tough job for any tackle. 20, I think he's from Kansas. I can't remember his name. Works inside. You can see bad hand placement. He loses leverage. He loses hands there. Does not work or is not able to work to refit there. Get that hand inside. This is the quarterback or represents the quarterback. And he's getting, in this case, bowled back to the quarterback or through the quarterback. Watch at the end of the play. He's known as a physical, tough player. Some of this stuff I think is a bit much. You lost that rep. Watch it again. We'll look at 2 reps versus Ebukati. I'm pretty sure that's who that is. Good pad level by the pass rusher. You can see Jars Penning right there, knocks him back considerably. I do like how Penning works to attach himself, refit his hands, this outside arm to the hip, and then he gets square. I am impressed by his feet and his lower half in general, just the way he moves. Let's watch another rush by Ebukati. Do like his feet, this kick slide here. It looks very smooth. And you can see him again losing the hand battle. I can't see where his inside his arm is. Maybe we'll get a different angle on that. Getting knocked back by the pass rusher. Now watch what he does here. As he's going down, he pulls on the jersey, yanks him to the ground. I mean, that's what I mean. That's a holding penalty right there. It's unnecessary. It does take a hand to the chops there. That didn't help. You can see his hand placement's not good. Perhaps that's because he took one to the helmet. He's working. He's working to refit here. Watch it again. Let's watch this rep versus, I think this is Tyreek Smith. Could be wrong about that. Good and bad on this. Just really, really powerful shoot there. You can see the defender's head get snapped back. He's got very, very good feet, I think, for his size especially. Just big old punch there. All he's got to do is move those feet and stay square. Watch what he does here at the end of this rep. And this speaks, he's winding up to throw him into the dirt right there. And he gets beat. The quarterback's holding the football there, even though he has a dominant first half of this rep where he's absolutely crushing it. All he's got to do is stay square there, but he can't help himself, or so it seems, and 11 spins off of him. Quick feet out of his stance here. Again, I like his feet a lot. Shoots that outside arm, grabs inside, good hand placement here. Can't see his right arm. Handful of cloth. And right there, he drops his weight. And he's got, again, that handful of cloth. You see this violent, nasty streak that people like. That's the move he made earlier in the videos we watched where the guy slipped off of him. But he's got that handful of jersey here, and you see the strength. Drops his weight, does away with him, and then he follows it up. Watch that again.